Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing a developed impressions video. Interesting. That's right, friends. Today, I'm doing a new concept of video. Don't know if it's going to stick around. Just going to see how it goes. This is being brought on by this particular fragrance I'm going to talk about today, which is Vanille Havane Coeur De Oud. I think it's just going to end up getting called Vanille Havane Oud. But this fragrance was teased for a while by Les Indemodables, and then they put it on pre-sale, so you could order it, and there were only 500 limited edition bottles, and that's it, because that's all the oud they could muster. The need for this video arose because in the middle of August, they announced they were releasing this fragrance and it was going to be limited edition, and there were only 500 pieces, and you had to pre-order it, and you had to have something engraved on the bottle, and they were limiting the amount of bottles people could get to one each. To this day, the day is the 18th of September. It's still available on the website, and yesterday, I got my shipping notification that the label had been created and it was going to be shipped soon. So, I thought, as the bottles are now being shipped to people, it would be worth giving a more developed opinion about this fragrance. So, I also think one of the reasons that this needs to be done is the price and the fact that you have to buy it blind. You know? And it's not a great situation to be in, you know? I mean, I did. You know, I have great faith in the brand, great trust in them. They're fantastic. They're my favourite niche brand. I think they're the best niche brand in the world at the minute, you know? And there's a lot of brands out there. But to me, this one uses probably the perfumer at the height of his powers. Like, putting out the best stuff. The creativity is great. The last couple of fragrances haven't been as good as some of the previous offerings, especially Patchouli Noisette. I'm really struggling with that. Although I'm wearing it, I'm going to review that. And I'm foreshadowing here. Anyway, we'll leave that. This is Vanille Havane Coeur De Oud. Let us see what I think. I mean, I already know what I think, but you know what I mean. Also, one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I'm sending this sample off to a friend, and I wanted to be able to talk about it again before the bottles come and everybody starts talking about it amongst themselves. Okay. Fragrance opens different to Vanille Havane, but you can tell it's in there. You get that kind of tobacco, thick, syrupy vanilla, and then you've got the dates as well at the top. That kind of sweet, sweet, but not like sucrose, not like cotton candy, not like Baccarat Rouge, you know. And then you get this kind of chocolatey, and I think the chocolate's like the bridge. The chocolate's like the communicative part of the fragrance, the part of the fragrance that communicates the oud to the rest of the fragrance, you know. I'll put that back there so you've got something to look at. And the chocolate does a lot of diplomacy between the two aspects of the fragrance. Vanille Havane's very complicated and complex fragrance as it is. It smells that way. It smells rich and deep and dense, and then you add something like oud to it, and a natural oud as well, you know. But there is an aspect of this fragrance as it develops which reminded me of a designer fragrance I've smelled called Polo Supreme Oud. Not the new Polo Oud, Polo Supreme Oud. And I thought that smelled really nice. I ended up selling it because I wasn't wearing it. I'm not a massive oud fan. I don't have loads of ouds. I've got the Night by Frederic Malle. I'm actually selling my Monterey at the minute by Dusita. I'll have the Vanille Havane Coeur De Oud. I like a sweeter kind of oud, you know. But this has got some dry and smoky aspects to it. Dry smoke, like a piece of wood, a piece of like a log that's been burned but hasn't turned to ashes yet, so it's black, like a black and charred kind of piece of wood. I get that from it, but in a good way, in a nice way. It's also got this deep, very familiar kind of woody, I'm struggling to find the words. It's got this deep, familiar, woody, sweet aspect to it. And I think I'm not a perfumer at all, and I'm certainly not going to try and tell someone like Antoine Lee's business or what he's done, but it feels like they've had to massage the oud in there, that literally they haven't just put a couple of drops of oud in each bottle. It's not what it's like. They've had to do some work to feng shui the oud into this fragrance. Excuse me. And it's satisfying and it's interesting, but I can't help getting the feeling that I've smelled something like this before. And it's that particular oud aspect. Now, oud's fucking everywhere, and it's, oh God, I'm so sick. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's fed up with oud, unless you're a huge oud fanatic, because there's plenty, and it's totally legitimate. I've said before, I think there are now oud's like a variant or like a branch of fragrance. You've got like chypres, fougères, ambers, and there's oud now as well. It's a family of fragrances. It just is. Do I kind of wish it wasn't so? Yes, because there's so much of it about, but at the same time, you can't deny what is plainly in front of your face, you know? I wish they'd made an outright oud fragrance instead of a flank or a Vanille Havane, but that to one side. It's very nice in a good way. It's very wearable. It's darker. It's smokier than Vanille Havane. There's a little bit of charredness. That's not a word, but like a charred wood kind of feel to it. It has that oud streak, but not to the point that it makes it hostile. Is it worth €420 for 50ml? You will have to make that decision for yourself, but it's very hard when you charge people that kind of money and you don't let them smell it first to justify that. I'd be interested to see what everybody thinks when it arrives. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you all again soon. Bye.